cast your minds back to Gather Round because that's the last time we met Hawthorn. Let's get into it. So, continuing on from my series of the last time we met, the last time we played Hawthorn was right at the start of the year. It was round, well, I hate doing this. It was round 0, 1, 2, 3. It was round 4, but it was our 5th game of the year. We just came off 3 losses to start the year, to start our premiership defence. We go up to Brisbane, beat Brisbane at the Gabba, and then we go down to Adelaide to play a gather round. And it was the first match between us and Hawks with Ginnivan in the side. So there was a little bit of fire to it. I think it was the last, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was the last gather round game. So I was there. It was a crazy experience just going to gather round in general. I absolutely loved it. I will go back to Adelaide and gather round next season. But this game had everything. Collingwood were up by 38 points at halftime, and we were cruising. So at this point, Hawthorn hadn't won a game all season. And at this point, it was like, okay, we're actually, the Pies are back. Like, we beat Brisbane after a shit start, and now we're 38 points up against Hawthorn. We're going to go on and win this game by 60 or something points. And that was the feeling within the crowd, definitely the feeling within me. And it must have been the feeling at halftime with Collingwood because they just thought they had it won. And we come out and do absolutely nothing for the next half. Hawthorn kick 8 of the next 10 goals. We only kick 2 goals for the rest of the game. In the last quarter, we kick 5 points and no goals. What the hell? Hawthorn kicked the last 5 goals of the match. Hardwick kicks 4 goals. A defender goes up forward, kicks 4 goals. Now, Hawthorn here were without Mitch Lewis, Watson, and Bruce in their forward line after coming off the Easter Monday game against Geelong, if memory serves me correctly. And they really had no right to be that close within the game. We had no right to win it by only a couple of points and pretty much not steal a win because we had, up until that point, we had won 7 from 7 games in a row where we've been under 10 points collectively. And we were the close call, the close win kings, right? Not so much now, but back then. And I don't know, is that a bit of foreshadowing? Is it a bit of like, this is how our season's going to be, going up by so many points, like almost 40 points, and then only just winning? Was there a little bit of, was that the start of some of our problems? I guess we can talk about that right at the end of the season. But for us to let Hawthorn in, testament to Hawthorn and credit to Hawthorn because they were incredible in that second half. We just looked like the game was already won. It was that nonchalant sort of style of football towards the end. Hawthorn just got us on our back foot and then just didn't take their foot off the pedal. And we had to revert back to that style of closing down the game in that last quarter. And that's what Collingwood was known for. And I absolutely love that. I love when we do that. But we nearly lost to them, and they're a bogey side. So it says something coming up with them today, coming up against them today in a must-win game on as our bogey side. When all you have to do is look back to gather round as to what they did to us. So in that game, Jordan De Goey played one of his best games, or definitely his best game for the season. Tom Mitchell had like 7 clearances. I think he had nearly 20 contested possessions, 30 disposals. Like I said, Jordan De Goey had a really good game. Schultz kicks 2, Myercheck kicks 2. The Ginnivan battle between Maynard and Moore and Quaynor, it was really fun to see, and it was crazy that we played them in Ginnivan's first game against us in Adelaide, where it's just a bunch of 18 club supporters. So the reception he's going to get today is going to be something else entirely. I'm fully expecting deafening boos. But I think Hawthorn can take more out of that previous game than we can, because they could get the confidence now after, being where they are, that they can come out over the top of us. And if history shows anything, they've won since that 2011 prelim. They've had the wood all over us, right? Because it's classic Hawthorn. But I don't know, like, Like that gather round game, we played so well in that first half. And if we can just replicate that, it was our pressure. We had, I think, close to 80 tackles that game, and I think Hawthorn only had about 50 or something tackles. So if we can replicate that pressure, Hawthorn crumble a little bit. But in saying that, the Collingwood and Hawthorn team are so much different now to when they were at gather round. Hawthorn lost their opening 5 games, and now they're on even peggings with us, and they need to win this game to make finals. Like, that's absolutely nuts. It's unheard of. It's really, really unheard of. So it's going to be really interesting, this game. And the one thing I want to take out of the game, the gather round game, the most is that tackling, is that pressure, because we saw it in the Brisbane game beforehand, where the pressure pies were back, and the pressure pies were well and truly back in that Hawthorn game. I would have loved to have won that game by 60 odd points. But that's where we need to be, in between that 70 and 80 tackle count is where we need to be. We only had about, I think, 6 inside forward 50 tackles. We definitely have to up that. It's somewhere in the last couple of weeks, it's been pretty low. Definitely need to up that today. I want to see about 12 or a dozen. 12 or a dozen. It's the same bloody thing. I want to see a dozen inside forward 50 tackles, and that, like I said, and that tackle count 70 to 80, and a really high pressure count, because we have to make this Hawthorn team crumble. Because if they get on a roll like they did in gather round, they're really going to get on a roll, and it's hard for us to stop them. So let me know your memories of that gather round game down below. I am so keen for the game today. Oh, our season is on the line. It's an elimination final in July. We need to win. Up the Mags. But until then, like, comment, subscribe. Tay family, Tay friends, Tay pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.